What a way to kick off the new week, and of course, welcome to your ultimate political discourse on television. This is Road to Edo 2024, reaching you live from our Benin Network studio of ITV. My name is Daniel Praise Ose Debame. Well, today we have a very special candidate. Well, she happens to be the only female candidate among the strong men. She's a strong woman too, for you to be of the other gender, and you are throwing your weight to become the next chief executive officer of a state. That shows that you actually got the capacity. We are talking about Patience in DDK. Thank you so much for coming to the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, it's a delight to have you. We have a very long list of your CV here, but among that, she is from Edo State and from Igwebe local government area of the state. And of course, her late mom is from Achala, Ibusa, Oshimili, North local government area of Delta State. And she's also a health professional, consultant, agile scrum master, and entrepreneur, and strategist, a philanthropist, and a humanitarian. She's the founder and CEO of PK Health Solutions Incorporated. She's the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerians in Diaspora Chamber of Commerce, NIDCC, a business institution project she envisioned, introduced, and nurtured during her leadership in NIDO, Americas, USA. She has served in corporate and non-profit organizations in C-suite and other high-level positions. Among others, she has been an ambassador of the country. You've been an ambassador one time, and so many others. Now, all this portfolio tells you that she actually got the capacity to run on the race. Good to have you one more time.
Thank you very much for
now
having
talk to
me.
us. Are you prepared to go headlong with these guys?
Yes, I'm prepared. And before then, you said something about being ambassador. No,
Yeah.
I wasn't an ambassador of the...
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it was just something you read.
Okay.
And to answer your questions, yes, I am prepared to run. Leadership is not about gender. The guys you're talking about are created by God, born of a woman, nurtured of a woman, taught how to eat and how to, and that's leadership. So from carrying a baby in your womb for 9 months, to delivering the baby and nurturing the baby to primary, secondary, that on its own is leadership. So I think women are always prepared.
Always prepared.
Yeah, so I'm very much prepared. And I've always been in the male-dominated space. You were not able to read all about my CV. I served in the diaspora as the Nigerians in Diaspora chairman, NIDO organization, Nigerians in Diaspora organization in the USA. I was their chairman, and NIDO is a male-dominated organization. When I served, we were 34 on the board. 30 were men, 4 were women. And I didn't serve because, I was a woman or I knew more than others. I saw the institution. I read the constitution. I got to the space and I thought I could do something. And when I mounted the position, of course, there was a lot of structures. There was a lot of structuring. And yes, I am very well prepared.
So do you think you deserve to be the next governor of Edo State?
Yes, I do deserve to be the next governor of Edo State.
Straight up.
Yeah, because leadership is all about people management and resource management. And being able to give the people the dividend of democracy, the dividend of the resources that God has built in their nation, using the talents and the resources we have to create wealth for the nation. So yes, I'm very, very well prepared.
There are a lot of pressures that come with governance, mostly at the state level. How prepared are you to handle these pressures?
I think life in itself is a risk. You know, being able to sleep and wake up, thinking of how you're going to make your business work, thinking of how you're going to take care of your children on its own is a risk. So talking about the state, then for me, one of the first thing I want to do is the people. Human capital development is a big strategy that covers everything that has to do with growth and development in any life, not just in Edo State. I see poverty, hunger, and anger imprinted in the face of our people. Why? Because of leadership. I've said it every now and then. Leadership is a big problem we have, not only in Edo State, every nook and cranny of Nigeria. If we get the right leadership, everything will be fine. So in terms of the pressure you have, you're talking about pressure from your counterparts, pressure pressure from the economic situation.
The economy is not that okay.
Yeah, and all that. So it's all about looking at the people, using their talents and the embedded resources, like I said earlier, to create wealth. You know, agriculture used to be the mainstay of the Nigerian economy. And our state is, you know, has arable land for agriculture. And I understand right now when we have a lot of insecurity, we will say, oh, we'll have modern, look into mechanized farming, hydroponics, and all that. Another thing that we have to look into when we want to talk about is the insecurity issues. How do we deal with this? When people are hungry, people are unemployed, people are underserved, what do you think they will do? They will look into any means that will help them to survive. And that's why we have, you know, insecurity. Tomorrow is Boko Haram. The other day is all that. So we need to nurture our people. We need to create programs, that enabling environment to allow lives to. And another thing we want to introduce is a government where the public sector, which is the government, and the private sector work collaboratively together. Governments may not be able to create all the jobs that is needed, but private sectors, when you create an enabling environment for them, they will be able, not you coming into power and want to own all the business. It doesn't work.
So you think a private partnership will
exactly,
take us out of this economic instability?
Yes, that is key. Giving them, you know, you put policies together that will better businesses, policies that can advance businesses, policies that can bring investment into the economy. That's what it takes. But if things are not working well, and in addition to the policies, our roads are in shambles. People are not able to transport goods and services. Even to transport our lives is a lot of risk. So all those things, you know, goes well with an economy that wants to strive. And that is what we bring into
I must confess that I like your confidence, and you seem to have so many things to bring to the table. But there seems to be a disconnection here. On the 8th of this month happens to be International Women's Day, and just yesterday happens to be Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day.
Thank you so much.
You know, women have so many days they celebrate, but they don't like supporting each other. Over time, with data available, you don't see women supporting themselves. So when you have a woman going for a sensitive position like this, most of the electorate, they are of your gender. But when it comes to giving their mandate, reverse seems to be the case. How do we strike a balance? Are you sure? 2 questions in one. How do we strike a balance? And are you sure you are going to get their support?
I think it's all about education. You know, the mindset of our women has been messed up for a very long time. So people still believe, you know, even the women, we still, some still believe in the patriarchal rule and all that. But guess what? A lot of things are changing. Because even in this context that we're in now, both in the diaspora and here, people are like, oh, she's running? Yes, I'm going to. Because you don't need a soothsayer to tell you of what is happening in your community. Definitely. And I understand what you mean, that, you know, even so many women, but things are changing due to the interaction that we're having. And again, it boils down on education. It boils down on education to make them understand that it's not about competition. You're not competing because the same man is ahead, you know, and you're supposed to be the helper, and they all even in the neck. And if you want, you know, it's not about competition. It's about collaboration. You're working together to make things happen. You're not being there as, oh, I'm now the head of this, or I'm now the whatever. It's a position that we take over is a responsibility to make sure that things happen in our community, both for man and both for woman. So I think it's about education, educating our women. They are not going there to, you know, fight anybody. For me, it's about collaboration.
You are running on a platform that has not really gotten any sensitive position over time. Is that not a fear for you?
Actually, it's not a fear.
PRP, the People's Redemption Party.
People's Redemption Party, PRP. It's not a fear at all. I deliberately, intentionally went to PRP. I actually ran for president in 2023, and that was why I got into PRP. I looked for political parties for over a year. Then one day, a friend of mine in New York told me he wanted to run in Kano, and now said, oh, PRP, and I'm like, PRP? When I looked over PRP, I said that, you know, everything about PRP resonates with what I think the nation and our state needs. And I have continued to be in PRP. PRP is a party that believes in people. We say we are for the talakawas. We are for the poor people. We are not just for the poor. We are from the poor to remove them from poverty to where they need to be, to change their level, to transform lives, to make, because Nigeria, our state is so rich. Every nook and cranny of this nation and our state is have abundance. And I wonder why we are, in the midst of abundance and you see a lot of poverty.
Okay.
So PRP, and PRP is one of those political parties, if not only, that don't put money in face of leadership.
So they don't believe in money backs politics?
Yeah, no, we don't.
It's not politics for the highest bidder?
No, at all. At all. Our nomination and interest form could be afforded by someone in the university if you're ripe for the age to run.
Wow.
So we were not about money. So we believe in federalism, we believe in the nation, we believe in people, human capital development. We believe in working, using the power that you have within the people, whether innate ability or learned ability, and looking at the resources to make sure that things are done in the states.
Politics is a game of money. You need a lot of money on that day. In the build up to the election and all that. Yeah. How prepared is PRP to take over Osadebe Avenue? Yeah,
PRP is prepared. And I'm happy you asked how prepared is PRP. So you asked the question in a collective.
Yes.
You did not ask me how prepared are you?
Because it's a team.
Exactly. It's not a one person's job. It's not a job where you're looking at, oh, this man or woman is a money bag and all that. Yes, PRP is prepared. Collectively, we'll be able to do it. We believe in crowdfunding. We believe in reaching out. We're going to reach out to the people, do crowdfunding, because it's not a one-man's thing. If we begin to look at godfathers, godmothers, people who have been in the position, then in the end, when we get into position, we're going to transfer the wealth to those people. So, number one, our Godfather is Almighty God. Okay. Then the rest is for the people, both the PRP and the Nigerian people, the Edo people, to put resources together. So far, so good. Things have been working well, and we know that's all that we need to be able to run this race and win this race and deliver the power back to the people will be provided.
Talking about giving power back to the people, what are your plans for Edo-Light in terms of security? Let's trash that first, because if security is okay, people can go back to their farmlands to produce things that could be in exchange for money. Yeah. Because to an extent now, people don't go to farm again. Yeah. And insecurity is becoming a norm. And it's not really okay for the people. People are losing their lives every day, losing their farmlands, losing their crops. So what are your plans as far as security is concerned?
You see, Daniel, insecurity has a cause. It has a root cause. It didn't just erupt overnight. It didn't just happen overnight. I was born in this city, Benin City. I went to primary school here. I went to secondary school here. I went to university in Edo State. So having traveled and, come back every now and then, I see a lot of changes retrogressively, not even moving forward. So insecurity has a cause. And the cause is, one, bad leadership. In a situation where people are poor, there's no employment. There's this a popular saying that an idle mind is a devil's workshop.
That's true.
So people begin to think of different avenues in which they can make money. So we need to create employment. We need to create programs for the youths, for the women, for professionals, to be able to learn, to be able to grow skills, vocational studies, from plumbing to coding. We need to create those environments. And like I said, we are going to introduce a model kind of government where the public sector will work closely with the private sector so that jobs can be created. And these kind of things removes insecurity. So I can tell you now that, I'm going to put in a CCTV. I'm going to equip the security officers. That's not enough.
It doesn't end there.
No, it doesn't end there. The people need to be happy. The people need to be happy for them to be able to say, okay, I'm going to drop my cutlass. I'm going to drop my guns. I'm not going to follow those people who's going to lure me into doing evil just because I need money to feed. So we need to create jobs. We need to make human beings feel that human being. And that's where the place of empathy, compassion comes in. And that's what I carry, not just as a human being, and that's my profession.
Okay. So we want to believe that by the time you get to office, if given the mandate, you focus on women and youths.
Women, youths, and the general populace.
The general populace.
But the women, the youths, we know how underserved they have been in our community.
You have plans for them?
Yes, I have plans for them. The plan is to create jobs. Okay. The plan is to, give them vocational studies. And the plan is for the women. I know people talk about 35% in leadership. There's nothing wrong in 50%. Whether a man or a woman, as far as you have the ideas, you have the intellect, you have that ability of leadership, then the position should be yours. It doesn't matter whether it was a man or a woman. I have been in that space, and we have to train our people to begin to be self-motivated. We have to give the youths, that ability that they need, vocationally, educationally,
So looking at this current administration led by Governor Gordon Obaseki, who will be rounding up his tenure by November this year, what areas do you think, if you get to office, if given the opportunity, you will outshine his administration? What areas? Looking at what he has done. He has worked to an extent. Do you think you have areas where you could kickstart from?
There's a lot. And again, when you talk about human capital development, it centers on everything that has to do with development. Our road is so bad. I traveled on the roads. I schooled in Ambosali University. Ambosali is like a village to me. So any administration who sits for 2 years should have known what to do, even before you come into place. Ambosali should not have retrograded. Ekpoma area should not. I'm even talking of Ambosali, not talking of Benin City. I was born in this city. So I grew up here. I left to United States in my 30s. So it's not as if I went when I was 9 years old. I don't know what is happening. So our road network is in shambles. And we talk about some road being federal roads. A government that believes in the people, a government that wants to advance the lives of the people, and a government that understands that, transfer of goods and services in terms of business is very, very important, should think about those roads, because you're doing it for the people. Then healthcare. Our healthcare is nothing to write home about. So not even in the city. You can imagine what happens in the rural area. So we have to teach the people preventive healthcare, nutrition, hygiene, sanitation, for things to change. And again, we need to have research institutes. Our people who went to school having PhDs, they didn't just have PhDs because for the love of it.
They're not using it.
They're not using it because we don't fund research. We don't believe in research. Those are the kind of things that I would do for the youth, do for those professionals, and also engage women. Engage women to understand that leadership is not you competing with somebody. It's about responsibility. It's about knowing there's a job to do. You get in there and you do the job.
No, there seems to be a kind of worry here when people are aspiring for a particular position in this country. They talk very well. You hear brilliant submission. And when they get to office, reverse is the case. It's like there's one spirit in the office that will just hijack them and just turn their heart away from the people, and you start hearing complaints and stories and how they took over bad government from previous administration. Will that be the same case with PRP when they get to office? No,
that will not be the same case with PRP, and that will not be the same case with Patience Ndodike, who will be in the position. The thing is to work with a team, a team that can project a good vision. I'm an agile professional, so we talk about cross-functional team. A team that has different talents, but are working together for the good of the community and for the good of the people. So that's one thing, putting together a team of leaders that are there to serve. I don't think I'm going to re-employ or reappoint someone who has failed in different aspects in the economy to come and take a position. It's all about working with a team that understands the goal. So Edolite should expect to see fresh hands in your administration. Fresh hands, yes. Fresh hands that will deliver. Yeah, fresh hands that will deliver. Fresh vision, fresh goal, for us to move forward and all that. And again, I understand what you said about, you said about promises. I've had antecedents. I was a former chairman of Nigerians in Diaspora Organization. When I came to NIDAS, I was coming to structure. I happened to be the first female and the youngest at the time when I led. And they were structured. Of course, did I have challenges? Yes, when you're doing good work, change is difficult. Not just for those who you think they are poor, even for the very rich, because NIDO has creme de la cremes. People who have seen money. But they're just, when you want to put some structure, people are angry about it. We know we are going to see such things. It's one thing for you to have high standard as an individual and integrity, but some cabinet members could just be there to enrich themselves. Corruption is something that is actually killing us as a country. What will you do? Will you hold your appointees accountable for what they are doing wrong? Are we going to see people go to jail for misappropriation of fund? Are we going to see people being sacked when they are not delivering?
your mandate? Or will you just pamper them as a mother and just understand?
No, I will not pamper them. Actually, in NIDO, 8 executives were fired for causing trouble in NIDO. So they're not going to be pampered.
During your time?
Yes, during my administration.
Whoa.
8 directors were fired for not doing, what they're supposed to do, causing trouble, fighting the organization, fighting leadership and all that. And it's not a sole decision. If people are not working, why should you be there? If there's no value addition, why should the person be there? So there's no need to pamper foolishness. There's no need to pamper foolishness. So we're going to, and again, that leads me to transparency and accountability. Like you talked about accountability.
Yeah.
When we build a leadership, that the people know the people, not just your cabinet, the people of Edo State get news of what is happening in the leadership all the time, what you are doing for them, because they voted me in to serve them. It's going to be easier for us, to show that accountability. And all. So everyone will know what is going on. Transparency and accountability.
Edolites are watching you right now. Their voters card is in their hands. They're just waiting for 21st of September to make their decision. So speak to them in the next 40 seconds. We need to go now.
Thank you, viewers. Thank you, my Edo people. Yes, this is your sister, your daughter, your friend, Patience in the Decay. Come September, like my brother said, your voters card. Please use it wisely. Use it judiciously. This is not a period for the 10,000 naira, the 100,000 naira, for us to sell our destiny, sell our future, and begin to complain and wait for the next 4 years. You have it in your hands. It is in your hands to do right for yourself, for your future, for us to have a better next 4 years. Thank you.
Okay, this seems like a campaign day now.
Seriously?
we wish you all the best.
Thank you,
and,
thank you.
Hope to see you in Osadebe Avenue.
Awesome, yes. And I hope to work with you.
Definitely.
When I get there.
Congratulations in advance.
We are getting there all together.
Okay, everyone is getting there all together.
Awesome.
All right, thank you so much for coming on the show. But this is how far we can go on today's edition. We'll see you on Wednesday for the next one. My name is Daniel Praise Osedebame. Do enjoy the rest of your week, and bye for now.